Hello and welcome to the Fast Forward Business Podcast. Today is the 31st day of May 2021 and I am Justin Spencer Young. Today my question to you is, what is your work address? Sometimes it helps to reframe a complex problem so that we can look at it from a different perspective. And a different perspective might just be changing the angle from looking at it over here to perhaps looking at it over here. And maybe we just see it in a different light. The color contrast is maybe different, and therefore we're able to think of it slightly differently. I find myself doing this a lot of the time when it comes to teaching the subject of accounting and finance, because accountants think in the world of assets and liabilities. But most people don't actually live in that world, or certainly don't work in that world. So my reframing is to think of a business in terms of its capital and its operations. And you might ask yourself, do you work in the capital suburb or do you work in the operations suburb? It turns out that most of people in an organization work in the operations suburb. They are responsible for producing and delivering the product or service. They're responsible for the logistics of getting a product to a customer and getting a customer to pay for what they are providing. Most people understand that, but what I try and do is I try and frame it in terms of where they physically pitch up for work. Hence, what is your work address? Do you work in the capital suburb? Are you responsible for debt and equity in the capital structure? Or are you responsible for the operations? Now, once you've determined which suburb you operate out of, you can then think about what is your street address. And there are only 3 streets in the operations suburb. They're Sales Street, they're Cost of Sales Street, and Expense Street. And when you think about how you contribute to the income statement and how you contribute to the balance sheet, you have reframed your work address. That's what I spend my life doing, reframing the way people see the world that they work in. So if your business needs some reframing, let's have a conversation. We'll see you on the far post.